News coming in right now. The Supreme Court is to hear Mahua Moitra's plea today. The top court will hear Mahua's expulsion plea. Remember, she had challenged it in the top court after she was expelled from Parliament as a Member of Parliament. During the last winter session of Parliament, she had filed this plea terming the decision to expel her as unjust, unfair and arbitrary and against the principle of natural justice. The Supreme Court today will be hearing Mahua Moitra's plea against her expulsion from the 17th Lok Sabha. Remember, earlier, during the winter session of Parliament, Mahua Moitra had been expelled after a parliamentary ethics committee had found her having shared her login credentials, the parliamentary login credentials, with a third person, in this case businessman Darshan Hiranandani, who resides in Dubai, who would then use her login credentials allegedly in order to post questions on her behalf against another rival business group. It was alleged that Mahua had accepted several luxury goods as gifts from Darshan Hiranandani. He paid for her travel expenses and holidays as well. This was the charge against her. It was charged that she had compromised national security by sharing her confidential parliamentary login credentials with Darshan Hiranandani. Mahua had defended herself at that point of time. She'd appeared briefly before the ethics committee as well and said that this is all false and there is no substance in the allegations against her. Shrishti Ocha is now joining me over the phone line. Shrishti, good morning to you. Today, the Supreme Court will finally hear Mahua's plea against her expulsion.
Well, yes, Foreigner, as you rightly said, the court is scheduled to hear Mahua Moitra's plea against the recent expulsion from Lok Sabha. As we know, over allegations of unethical conduct today. This is not the first time the case is coming up before the court. Earlier in December, also the matter had come up before a bench led by Mr. Sanjeev Khanna, where the court had, however, not heard the matter in detail and had posted the matter for hearing in January after the court vacation. There was a short brief courtroom exchange where senior lawyer Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who had appeared on behalf of the TMC leader, had objected to presence of a senior lawyer representing BJP leader Nishikant Dubey, saying that he has no local to be present in that particular case hearing. However, Mr. Salvi, appearing to Nishikant Dubey, had told the court that there is an application that he has in fact filed in this case. There was an application for interim relief which was also filed back in December, but it was not heard because the case was adjourned. So today the court is also expected to hear the application, and it will be important to see if any interim relief in the meanwhile is granted to Mahua Moitra. Moitra has also had earlier moved to Delhi High Court, filing a defamation case against both BJP leader Nishikant Dubey and Supreme Court lawyer Jai Anant Dehadrai, who is the original complainant in this present case. The High Court has also reserved its verdict on the interim issue, and the verdict can be expected anytime soon. But yes, definitely an important hearing because it will be the first in-depth hearing when arguments will be held before the top court today. Back to you.
Right. Srishi, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. So, of course, while the Supreme Court is all set to hear Mahua Moitra's plea against her expulsion from the Lok Sabha, there's more news coming in concerning the expelled Member of Parliament. Now, after Mahua Moitra's ex-partner snooping charges, Union Mantri Rajiv Chandrasekhar takes on TMC's Mahua. Rajiv Chandrasekhar has posted on social media, and I quote him over here, MPs using CDRs, that's call data records, to surveil anyone is illegal and is violating persons' fundamental right to privacy. Further, whoever has made CDRs available to the snoopers are violating the Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 and provisions of criminal law. Don't forget how the Congress government used CDRs to illegally snoop on late Arun Jaitley during the UPA government. Unquote. So this is what the union minister, who's in fact the junior minister in the Department for Ministry of Information and Technology, has now said that it's illegal to violate someone's fundamental by surveilling them illegally. This is a complaint that Jai Anant Dehadrai, Mahua Moitra's former partner, as he's written to the CBI and to suspects that Mahua Moitra is using her connection with senior officers of Bengal police in order to illegally surveil him of his physical whereabouts using his records. Jai Anant Dehadrai in his complaint writes, and I quote him over here, history of misusing her clout and connections with certain to obtain CDRs of private individuals to satisfy her precise whereabouts of certain individuals, as also detailed. Quote. So the Mahua Moitra versus Jai Anant Dehadrai. The lawyer has now filed a complaint with the Central Bureau of Investigation. The expelled Trinamool member of Parliament of Jai Dehadrai has claimed that Mahua Moitra is conspiring with the Bengal police, maybe using her contacts to carry out illegal surveillance. Suspects Mahua Moitra may be tracking his using his phone number. Jai Dehadrai by India Today. The complaint says the Trinamool native connection in Bengal police to obtain call data records. TMC leader said she was ready for a CBI. The Home Ministry to appoint a special CBI director to probe by who she calls, quote, loser, unquote. My colleague me on this, Piyush, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, of course, that complaint which has been filed by Jai Anant Dehadrai against Mahua Moitra. He said an individual's, a private citizen's fund privacy by illegally surveilling them.
War words have now erupted between BJP and Trinamool Congress, and it's the on the complaint which was written by Jai Anant Dehadrai. You would remember that yesterday itself, that Jai Anant Dehadrai, former friend of a CBI director, where he had requested the director to investigate illegal surveillance which is taking place. Mahua Moitra, he has also mentioned in his letter that Mahua Moitra is using the West Bengal police resources, intelligence surveillance to track his location physically. He has also added that his life is now at risk, and that is why he would want the entire thing to be further investigated. After that, Mahua Moitra had come out with a post on X where she had mentioned that the government must appoint a special director to probe only her cases. After that, we are now seeing the first comment coming in from the government. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who is also IT Minister, saying that the allegations those have surfaced are illegal. It violates the DPDS Act. He has also said that during the UPA rule, Arun Jaitley's CDR were also surveillanced. Now we'll have to see how things are further going to escalate, but a letter has been shot to CBI director demanding a proper inquiry into the allegations. Those have now been raised by Jai Anant Dehadrai. You would also remember that he's the same man who had made serious allegations against Mahua Moitra of asking questions for cash, following which Nishikant Dubey had written a letter to Lok Sabha Speaker, and then proceedings took place. Finally, right. Mahua Moitra had been suspended.
Right. She'd been expelled from Parliament, of course, on charges that she'd been taking gifts from businessman Darshan Hiranandani in order to ask questions on his behalf in Parliament against a rival business group. So trouble mounting there for one opposition leader.